Heisman Trophy next year. This year we had Ashton Genty kind of came out of nowhere, had a hell of a year. People thought he was
Mm-hmm.
going to break Barry Sanders' record for a minute. Travis Hunter, of course, who's been one of the best players since he stepped on the football field in college.
Yep. Yep.
And Cam Ward, who transferred from Washington State to Miami, kind of, as a Miami fan, someone that we were waiting for to kind of help us
Yep.
get back to where we had been in the past. Fortunately, couldn't make it to the playoffs this year, but kind of put us in gave us good momentum going forward.
Yeah.
So this year, man, who you looking at? Who are some of your favorites? Some of these quarterbacks from Lenore's,
Mm. So
Drew Aller.
so my number one for Heisman this year is I think Jeremiah Smith is going to have a Devontae Smith type of
Mm,
season. I
mm,
think he might have one like a Michael Crabtree. I think he's going to really push for that because especially with them having either Tavian St. Clair, Lincoln Keenholz, or Julian
yeah,
Sand being the
the
starter,
quarterback,
he is
yeah,
going to be propelling one of those quarterbacks. And so I think he can have like a Devontae Smith type of season. He's
mm,
also a freak show. He has the media narrative as well. So he's going to get love from the media voters. He's my number one contender. Now, on the outside, looking in the other guys I have in the mix, Arch is going to have the media love. I think if Texas is humming, he'll obviously be easily in that mix. I'm going to throw in Lenora Sellers. I'm going to even throw in Garrett Nussmeier over at LSU. He's going to have a shot. Now, my long shot, though, this is just a name. Obviously, I brought up Dante Moore. I'll give him some love too. But my long shot, the name that I feel like if he can revitalize this team in the SEC, we're going to be talking about this guy. The only reason I didn't bring him up about that quarterback one conversation is because he has to do it in the SEC. John Maytier over at Oklahoma is a dog.
mm,
Can run it, can throw it. He
mm.
is huge. He has those tools we talk about. If John Maytier can have an insane impact for Oklahoma in the SEC this season, he's going to put his name into that bucket because he's going to do it on the ground and he's going to do it in the air. And
Mm.
you know how in Heisman Trophy conversations, those quarterbacks that have those accumulation of yards,
Yeah,
it helps your case, especially in the SEC. I mean, Tim Tebow, Johnny Manziel, Cam Newton. What did all three of them have in common? They were the
yeah,
leader at rushing and passing at the same time as they were winning those Heisman trophies. So
yeah, yeah.
I definitely think he'll have a good shot if he can have success at Oklahoma.
Those are some good picks, man. Like you said, Arch. I didn't think about Jeremiah Smith. I don't know why I didn't, but like I said, he's a baller, man, and I guess it's just because he's a receiver. But like I said, if he has a Devontae Smith here, because Devontae went crazy.
Craig,
But I think, and it'll be interesting to see how they play him next year. I will say that, like, because he'll probably get triple teamed. If D coordinators are smart, he will. So maybe they have. We'll see how that goes. But no, I like Lenore's as well. I think South Carolina definitely has to be a contender for that to happen. And then, like I said, I like Cade at Clemson, just because I think Clemson's probably going to win at the ACC, or at least be up there. It's between them and Miami, in my opinion. I think
right?
SMU will do pretty good, but they're going to win. He's probably going to be the leading rusher and passer on their team. Phil Maffa left last year. So I think he'll definitely be in contention. But for some reason, Clemson quarterbacks they're maybe like they're always second or third in the Heisman. Like they never win it. Um, I like us.
That's so true.
They
That
never win.
boy, Deshaun Watson,
Yeah,
you got
yeah. Trevor Lawrence
Trevor
they
Lawrence.
never win. It's like they get second or third for some reason. So I think he'll probably fall right along in that category. Um, and then I think if you talk about somebody kind of revitalizing the program, this guy is young, but when he played, they
Mhm.
were really good.
Right.
DJ Lagway. Um,
I love it. Great name.
yeah, I think if because like I said, when he played, like they beat some good teams. When he didn't play, they were horrible. So I
Yeah,
think
he has a lot of juice. A lot of juice.
a lot of juice, and I think um, the coach down there, he was on the hot seat for a while, but Lagway kind of like is keeping him afloat right now. So I think they'll have a decent team this year. So
I'll throw one more long shot out there for this kid too. I do think he deserves to be named. Sam Levitt, Arizona
Okay.
State.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because I will say this: when I watched him play head-to-head against Quinn Ewers, I know Quinn Ewers made that throw the game to Dice to end him.
Yeah.
He played a better game to me.
Yeah, I think the one thing that will hurt Sam this year is just that West Coast bias. Like people not saying I like to watch them, they don't see them play as much as the SEC or Big Ten games.
Right.
That's probably the one thing that hurt him because he's a baller. He's a baller, and like what they did at Arizona State to be picked last in the conference and end up winning and going to the playoff and almost beating Texas, like that's crazy.
So, they were a coverage away.
No, for real.
And I still to this day don't know why they squat, man. We playing squat off, man. Like he's sitting on the route. We sitting on routes. Yep. Fourth down
at that time. Yeah, it's crazy.
And so come on, and that's the coach. Right. That's the coach because that kid was squatting. Like you could tell, it was
right
because he reacted so late. So.
No, those some good picks, man. So we'll see. One thing, Alabama. I'm not saying for the Heisman, but no, Alabama has Keelan Russell or from Texas coming in.
Yep.
Man, I'm excited to see this guy. Like he has some juice as well. So,
do you think he'll win the job?
That'll be tough. I think eventually he will.
Okay.
To be honest, I think Kalen, Coach DeBauer, I think he's gonna do, like they're not used to losing them as much as they did last year. So
right,
he's gonna do whatever he has to do to whether it's on the true freshman. I mean, Nick Saban did it. Like Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Like he's done it before. So I think.
Can I ask you one question though before we go, please?
Yes, of course.
I had a conversation about Jackson Arnold in Auburn.
Okay.
And somebody is out there trying to really convince me that what we saw at Oklahoma is not the real Jackson Arnold. Look, and he believes in his whole soul that Jackson Arnold is about to take Auburn is having a resurgence next year.
Look,
I don't know if I'm there.
He was a 5-star. I will say that. He struggled I think he's trying to do too much at Oklahoma last year sometimes.
Yes.
But Auburn, I think, is a good place for him. I think, for one, Oklahoma getting adjusted to the SEC was something in itself. Two, but they had weapons down there. Cam Coleman, like they had weapons for Auburn.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be throwing to some talented receivers, and like I said, I think with the talent around him, I think he has a kind of nothing to lose. I think he had a lot of pressure on at Oklahoma, in a new environment now where he's not looked at to be the
savior. Like this. Yeah.
Yeah, and he has an offensive minded coach. He doesn't have Brent Venables anymore. So yeah, we'll see. I think the pieces are there for him. He just has to put them together. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I'll definitely be watching. I'm curious. I'll say this. It was one of those things where like, I don't know if I'm there with you, but I ain't mad at you either. You know what I'm saying? Like, just let me see. Because I see what you're trying to tell me, but I just don't know. But I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.